Greetings, family. This is Bomani Tamba and family. Welcome to Pan-Africanism towards nationhood, building a global Black business pipeline. And family, today I'm here with my wonderful guest. She titled herself LIB Heritage, but hopefully you can give your real name. Or
aka Winnie Wonder, but
perfect.
my government name is actually Winnie Go Ahmed.
Well, perfect. So you want us to call you by LIB Heritage or Wayne?
You can call me LIB Heritage. I represent the organization, so
All right, that is perfect and that is powerful. And so let me post our topic banner right here.
hmm
Tonight's topic, family, uh, Liberia and Black America Connection for Pan-Africanism. Join Liberia July 20th to 30th, 2023 journey uh, with Winnie Wonder and Bomani Tayamba. So that's one with the family on this call, and we're going to be talking more about Liberia tourism and history. And as the title of our show, always try to put things in perspective and put the energy out there and let people know, about practical Pan Africanism, or this more so an active version of Pan Africanism, beyond just talking about it and criticizing other people doing certain things. So our whole goal, as you see the logo, Family Africa for the Africans, it's always about our connection to our homeland, the African continent, and keeping that connection with our diaspora going. So I do have a flyer here on share, and let me see how it look. Let me try this view. Wayne, can you see the flyer good?
yeah, I can see it good.
Yeah, so family, it's just a basic overview of our Liberia July 20th to the 30th flyer, and look into this, share more about Liberia in general as we build this journey. And so Kala has been coming on, and Kala has been sharing the history, the culture, his experience in Liberia. And we've been putting more positive information out as we look to this take our brothers and sisters to different country, but also want to connect more of us from America to a country that's that was always designed for repatriation. You know, um, the modern country of, as far as the countries we've been pushing for repatriation, was mainly Ghana, but as we've been expanding and just looking to make sure that we find the best places to where we can connect more of our people. My good brother encouraged me more to just look at Liberia, and once I checked it out more, everything was on point as far as the history, the connection, especially the 200-year history of the settlement of our ancestors from the Americas to Liberia. So that's the flyer, family. We're going to talk more about that, but let me bring back in our sister. So, Wayne, would you like to introduce yourself and also just tell us a little bit about your background and connection as far as Liberia and America?
Okay, my name is Winnie. Actually, I'm a Liberian American, first generation Liberian, born and raised in Washington D.C. But my parents immigrated to this country in the 1970s, like with a wave of a lot of Africans thinking that they were just coming here to go to school, but things didn't work out and they end up staying. Yeah, so I'm the president of the Liberian Heritage Society. It's an organization that was founded in 2020 to preserve and promote Liberian culture and historical heritage, encourage tourism, and to educate and share information amongst cultural organizations and other entities. And also just to show a positive light on what Liberia has to offer. A lot of times Liberia is like number one. Liberia always get mistaken. You from where? Liberia? Like they ask you, oh, where your parents from? Liberia. Nigeria. That's what the first thing to say. Oh, no, Liberia. Libya. And it's like, okay, Liberia flag resembles the American flag. Like, how do we not know? Why are we not taught about Liberian history in American history class? Liberia was founded by the American Colonization Society. You know, when you go to Liberia, everything is modeled after America. But here in America, not too many people know about Liberia. So that was one of the reasons why I was pushed to make this, to start this organization with one of my colleagues by the name of Lionel Fredericks, who's actually a born Liberian. And, you know, like he also came up to me, he said, like, Liberia do not get the credit it deserves. Like he's tired of explaining where is he from and where, you know, Liberia is. Like, come on. And then even like with, you know, some Africans overlooking Liberia and they would say, oh, okay, that's Charles Taylor country. It's like, what? Come
Wow.
on now. Yeah. So you know, it's like, and if somebody do know about Liberia, it's about the negatives. They
Wow.
watch the Vice documentary and it's like, ew, oh my goodness. Thinking that, you know, that's the actual depiction of Liberia. And it's not. It's totally not. That documentary has done more harm than I could say than anything to the country itself. And it's like, the organization was also founded not only so we can promote who we are, but so we can get connected. You know, there's a lot of people, first generation, second, third, fourth generation, because Liberians been traveling to America. Like, well, they were one of the first African. That's how. What's the nice way I can say it? The first African immigrants, not African capture Africans or captives, but the first African immigrants to America, Liberians and people from Cape Verde, the islands off of the coast of Senegal. Liberians have been traveling like all around the globe. Like my father was telling me he had a cousin that everybody knew in town. He traveled to America in the 1930s.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, one of the first African graduate from Harvard University. Let me look up his name. I don't want to give you the wrong name, but I know his name is Dr. Wolo. Let me look it up. Dr. Wolo. He's the first African that graduated from Plenyono Be Wolo. He's Harvard's first African graduate. And he graduated from Harvard University in 1917.
Wow. It's
Yeah. the
100 years
first
ago.
Yeah, the first psychiatrist, the first black psychiatrist in the whole world is a Liberian. Dr. Solomon Fuller. Like, how do we not know Liberia or its people? And it's to the point, you know, with all the negative connotation, things like that, you know, it makes Liberian Americans like they're even afraid to say they're Liberian. Like I would grow in school and it's like those that were Liberian, but they had English last names, English first names, they would say, oh no, I'm from Trinidad. Oh no, my parents are from Jamaica. I'm from Barbados. You know, anything but Liberia. You know, back in the days, growing up in the 90s, you know,
Oh,
y'all know the term African booty scratcher. Nobody wanted to be African. But I
wow.
was the only weirdo who wanted to claim Africa. And I would say that I always wanted to claim Africa based on my experience because even though I was born and raised in America, my parents always used to send us to Liberia before the war, and you know that always stuck with me. Number two, my parents were not the average Liberian parents. They were very Pan-Africanist. Then number three, I grew up in Washington D.C. Half of my teachers were either educated at Harvard, not Harvard, but Howard University. You know, even those that went to white schools, but most of them went to HBCUs. So they were always woke, and so they knew Liberia, and so they were like, "Wow, like actually." The first, I think I remember in the first grade or the second grade, I had one counselor. She used to watch, like, you know, in the 90s we had a lot of programs, after school programs. We had DC Mayor Marion Barry. So he had a lot of he had a lot of programs, and through those programs, after school programs, we used to get tutored with a lot of counselors and teachers and things like that. So yeah, she said like, do you know how important your country is? And I was like, what country? And I was just, even though I've been to Liberia at that time, but I still didn't get it. And she gave me a brief history on Liberia. And I talked to my father about it, and he was like, yeah. So yeah, it always sparked my interest. And that was my third point of what sparked my interest. Maybe my fourth point that sparked my interest is my father. He used to work for the Embassy of Liberia. So that was our after school hangout spot too. So I was always around influential people. And it's like, when others sometimes, growing up, other Africans would say, oh, Liberian people, we don't know Liberian people. And it's like, what do you mean we don't know Liberian people? Well, half of you Africans came to America because of Liberian people. In the 70s, 60s, 80s, Africans used to go to Liberia and get jobs. We used the US dollars until the 1980s. So Liberia was always dubbed as small America. And people used to get passports. The Ghanaians, the Sierra Leoneans, the Nigerians, the Ivorians, the Guineans. They come to Liberia because to come to America wasn't hard back in those days. So that was one of the reasons that pushed me to make this organization, because it's like we're not getting the credit that we deserve. Like my colleague said, Lionel Frederick, we're not getting the credit that we deserve at all. And even with my husband, he always say, like, people will say, but where's Liberia? And it's like he was shocked when he first came to America, because in Liberia you know everything about African American history. But it's like in America, Liberia is like, if they talk about it, maybe they only talk about the war, which only lasted for what, 14 years? And we have over 200 years of written history, written African American history. So it's like we don't get the credit that we deserve. This Back to Africa movement, it ain't start with 2019. It started ever since in the early 1800s. So that's who we are.
Yes, and that's a long, rich history from 1822 to now we're at
Yeah.
2022. So
Mm-hmm.
200 years. So how was the 200-year celebration?
Oh yeah, the bicentennial is like,
You know,
it's an ongoing celebration
all,
throughout the,
all this year.
yeah, all this year.
Perfect. So next year, when when I get there with our group and everything, it'll be still some level of ongoing energy, because we
What
like to
level?
celebrate. Especially that's a great feat, 200-year anniversary of this us building
Oh
Africa's first
yeah,
republic.
we'll continue on the celebration
Yeah,
without a doubt.
and perfect. And as we talk about Liberia itself, one of the things I want to get into, I was able to put a list of different historical and cultural places around the country and things like that. And wanted to just pull the flyer up, and you and I just go through it, and just as we begin to just get people more familiar with the different sites and the different aspects of Liberia, especially like Providence Island. Like people like, what is that and what is that importance? So let me just flip to the flyer, and let me see if I can just put us in interactive mode. And I'm gonna just use this full page. All right, let me. Perfect. So, family, we're looking at the Liberia July 2023 flyer. So, I have an overview of a few things on the flyer itself. As a matter of fact, it's actually better if I pull up the overview. Let me switch. All right, so Winnie, I'm right here on our website, and what I can do is, all right, so family, when you're on our website, africafortheafricans.org, what you're gonna do is you're gonna scroll down, and you'll see on the left side of the page, you'll see on main menu, Liberia Reconnection and Investment Tour. So once you click on that link, you'll see the current page that we're looking at right now with the tour overview, the itinerary, general terms, visa, improving immune system, departure reminder list. So what we're going to be looking at tonight is a tour overview, and we're going to be talking about different aspects of the tour overview, and then kind of mixing it in with dialoguing about the country, history, and tourism. All right, Kyle, can you see the screen good?
Yes, I can see it.
Oh, perfect. So that's those are some of our wonderful photos of us just across Africa. And looking forward to this us taking wonderful pictures in Liberia and mixing them in as we show people that you know we have incredible connections across Africa, and it's worth that push for Pan-Africanism, because there's a rumor going on around that Pan-Africanism is dead, and people like myself, letting people know that, this is our vehicle towards us doing great things. It can't be dead. Only way it could be dead is if individuals give up and say they don't want to do the work of us
Exactly.
connecting and doing business across the world and us networking. And I'm proud of what we've been able to do this as a grassroots organized operation of this taking hundreds of our people to the African continent. And it's kind of like an addiction. You just can't get enough of it, because you realize that you could have almost missed this wonderful world of Africa if you just listened to what people told you. Like, don't go to Africa. Our roots and our culture and our history is here. We have nothing to do with there and so on. But so I'm always telling people, like, family, open your minds up to traveling with us, and we're here to give you a wonderful connection. And people like myself, we do our research, we connect with the best people we can connect with in different countries. So here I'm with a wonderful sister Wayne. I've been connecting with our brother Kala, and it's a few more of us that are connecting, and we're gonna, bring you home to our beautiful Liberia. So to get you more connected to what we talk about in Liberia, I'm gonna share our tour overview. So this tour overview is a full package that includes flights and full accommodations on the ground, transportations, tours throughout Liberia. We have a daily exercise and meditation session based on volunteers that host those things. Daily continental breakfast and gourmet dinner, which is at the hotel, resort, or out somewhere social. The main hotel we have is a 4-star hotel accommodations at, make sure I got the hotel name correct, RLJ Candasia Resort and Villas, right there in Monrovia. That's the main hotel that we're staying at. And we also have a business and investment conference networking. And what's included is this entrance and access to all sites and activities based on the itinerary. And what's not included is this lunch, group tips, uh, visa fee if there's any visa still exists. And right now, and that's nothing to one actually, Wayne, as we look into this and going through it. Last when I did this, I don't know if the visa was changed or if it still requires a visa for people with American passport to get to Liberia.
Oh yeah. That hasn't changed.
So is it still 160 for 12 months entry?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, no, that's why I want to make sure as we go through this information, things are correct, and what's not correct, we'll just make sure we update it. And,
Okay.
and so on a 9-day flow, family, this is what we have, and we're just gonna go through it. So a city tour of the capital, Monrovia. I've never been to Monrovia and looking forward to it. I always hear so much about it and seeing videos, but I'm always saying the videos don't just, because sometimes you don't get the right videos to show you the country.
Mm-hmm.
So what can we expect doing a city tour of the capital, Monrovia, as far as driving around?
Well, you can expect a lot of similarities. You see that if you've been to other African countries, that you would notice that Liberia, something about Liberia is African, but it reminds you of certain places. that you've seen before or that you envision, or maybe it's certain things just remind you, just give you that nostalgic. It's like a nostalgic Southern American feeling, even Caribbean feeling. Let me say that.
And perfect. So, uh, and that's one of the things that's interesting. When I hear the different groups of people that are in Liberia from different parts of the Caribbean islands and just different parts of America, and that's what I'm explaining to people about our energy and our connection to push for Pan-Africanism, because we have a incredible history together, and I don't know how we get to this point sometimes where where all this division comes in. I know it's being pushed by the systems and the oppressors, but
Oh, for
at
sure.
the same time, too, I feel like modern day time, more of our people are pushing those things in the system itself. Um, and maybe I'm seeing things another way, but I'm trying to encourage more of our people to understand that every other nation across the planet have consolidated their resources, consolidated their countries, and working with their diaspora. And the greatest example is always going to be the countries like China, India,
Mm-hmm.
Korea, you know, and the Arab nations that are looking to expand. And so we're trying to put some positive energy out and let people know, hey, you know, and don't look at the countries that we're going to as their past in the last 10, 20, 30 years. When you guys get ready to go to France, England, Spain, and all these other parts of the world, it's like all of them have their history and things
Mm-hmm.
like that, but somehow it's like, because I'm always promoting the countries that we do in Africa, and people ask me, the first thing they always ask me is like, is it safe? And I was like, absolutely, because I'm not taking my child, my family, my friends, and our people to any country that's not safe. And what we have experienced in all the countries that we've traveled to Africa is this, it's a sense of safeness. And for
Yeah.
those of us that are from like maybe the South or from the Caribbean, you see similarities as far as our people and the features and and certain things, and you're telling people build more on the similarities.
Mm-hmm. It's, let me tell you, it's way safer, and especially if the person's coming from America, they don't even have to worry about it. Seriously.
Yeah, all the countries I've traveled to in Africa, I would say, for the most part, is very safe, because me and our crew is always out. Not saying that we're testing our lives or anything, but
Mm-hmm.
in order to really just get a feel what's really going on, you tend to, you have your people with you and your crew and your staff and things, but you tend to just make your way out during the daytime, the evening time, and make your way to different countries in different parts of the year to just get a real feel of Africa. Because I'm always telling people that towards people have opinions of Africa and have never really gotten a feel of Africa, much less a real feel, which is really exploring the continent and making your way around, even multiple countries. Saying that, not saying that that's a simple, easy thing to do, but just trying to get people to just get realistic, realistic experience. That way they can understand. Because when people like ourselves are talking about this connection and going back and forth, we lose a lot of people because they're trying to figure, they're just looking at things just as this in the simplest format, versus what I consider ourselves more of a worldview, like Marcus Garvey
Mm-hmm.
and many of the other people before us that built this incredible Pan-African movement to come up with a tool to say, hey, this is how we can connect together and bring independence towards different countries.
Okay, so let me just say, everybody who knows me know I don't play with my kids. My kids are my heart. But last school year, I sent them to Africa, and if they felt safe, they played outside. I didn't have to worry about, the Western worries of parenting here in America. You go to school, they still have their old school system, like where everybody look out for each other. When we go there, it's going to be obvious we are a group of people from America. Liberia is a small country. They would know. They would say, "Oh, okay, these people are visitors." They would just say, "Welcome." That's it.
Perfect. So while we're moving around Monrovia, that's the energy we're gonna be getting at home, welcome feeling.
Mhm.
Right now, they have we have on there the Liberian National Museum, and that's around the same city tour area. Um,
Mhm.
And most of these things, I don't, once I get around, I'll get more of a view of their physical location. The Liberian Museum, what is it all about, and is it a great place for us to visit to get a good introduction connection into Liberian history?
It's a good place to visit to get a great introduction on Liberian history. Me personally, hmm, as a first stop,
Oh, no, well, it's not really a first stop. Um, I just put a few list of different things that we have, but that's the part.
yeah, it gives you like you will see certain things that, for example, even you will find certain artifacts that were made even before the ACS, before 1821. So you will see that we still, even our history just didn't start in 1821. It started way before then. So yeah, it's a good place to get a feel of
Uh,
like how the tribal lands were, and what tribes were present, what the American Liberians brought, what the Creole people brought, so you get a feel.
Perfect, because
Mhm.
well, whenever we do these roots and culture tours, we're always looking for the museums. One of the last countries I've been to was Tanzania, where we looked at all the museum that was in Arusha and Dar es Salaam, and we just end up just going to the two in Arusha and two in Dar es Salaam, and that gave us a good overview of the history and the culture of the country, and then the arts and craft. Places and so on. It's just it is a nice connection. Sometimes where you live as a person, you don't necessarily cherish or value the museums you go to. Like I've been to a few of the museums here in Georgia, but sometimes you have people who say museums, and they just never went there. But it's just becomes and I've been able to just really appreciate it more so when we travel international. It just makes it a good part of the actual schedule. And sometimes you're wondering why you don't see more people at the museums, but you're also telling people that if we don't put these things on our schedule, and if we don't show up in a country and go to these places, then why should they stay open? Why should the government, why should people invest in that history? So I make it
That's
our
a great
duty.
that's a great point.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that's a great point.
we have to do our part in society. I mean, if we want to keep our history going, and that's what I'm telling people. Like, let's keep our history and culture going by doing roots and culture tour, and by learning to share and share each other's history. And just let our world and our children know that we as a people are relevant, and we as a people can build from our great historical civilizations. Because I know people all say, well, you guys talk a lot about the past, about how great you built Ethiopia, Egypt, all these great empires in West Africa, but they're like, what about now? So I'm telling people that, well, after all the things that we as a people have been through, from colonization to neo-colonization to slavery to invasions to occupation to tribal warfare to so on, you know, that I'm hoping that we get to the point now where we figure it out to where how we can just come together and work. So someone like myself who is a Jamaican national, or consider myself an African Jamaican, or you know, or you know, or just a straight African brother from Jamaica, see it as just very interesting to just connect with other Black people, and this has been my thing, and I've been people have questioned me all the time about it, and I tell them I was like, you know, we also grew up in a country where there's a Marcus Garvey, so once you have people like a Marcus Garvey, even in Ghana like Kwame Nkrumah, or and they set the pace of just that work of Pan-Africanism. It's ideal for more of us to flow in it and build it, and keep on growing. So, so definitely just excited about this going, and going to this, for the simple things, to the museum, to the crafts villages, craft the craft center. That's my word, arts and craft center. That's the word I'm trying to
Okay.
come up with, and just embracing it and comparing it, and just working to the path towards just getting more into want to do more business, I have people that want to do other things, but in order to get to that level, you want to come in and just connect to the country and get a feel. So that's why we have these things on the on the city tour, and that's why I'm just checking and just we're just dialoguing about it as far as this going through the itinerary, like Capitol Hill. Um, Not exactly sure what that's all about as far as that presentation, but that's all. But these are things that we just literally just gonna come and check out. But if you wanted to share some more with us about some of these things like Capitol Hill and the University of Liberia.
Well, I guess maybe Capitol Hill would be a nice place to visit, just so you can see I guess, the architecture. Then that's where the lawmakers are in Capitol Hill. So it's like you visiting like a Capitol building or a Parliament building.
See the operation. So family, when I'm telling you, we're looking to show you everything. That's what we're looking to show you everything. And University of Liberia.
Hmm.
How was the historical aspect of that university? Do you have information how it was established or what's the main programs that they push?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, University of Liberia was once called Liberia College, and it was founded. Let me not give you the wrong year. Let me Google it right quick. But it was founded in the 1800s, and I think, yeah, founded in 1862. And some of the founding members were African Americans. One of the founding members of Liberian University, which was called Liberia College in those days, is a reverend by the name of Alexander Crummell. He was born in 1819 in New York City, and he lived in Liberia for 20 years. Live and work in Liberia for 20 years. And he established, not only, he wasn't part of the committee for Liberia College, which is now called Liberian University, but he also set up other boarding schools throughout the country. And he's African American. But after 20 years staying in Liberia, he came back to America and he became a professor at Howard University. But before he died, he's also known for setting up the first, let me look it up, American Negro Academy, which is the first major learned society for African Americans in Washington, D.C. So, yeah, Liberian University, University of Liberia, or locals call it LU, is very historical too. So, it's a nice place to visit.
There you go. And as you was telling me, in Liberian history is a lot of firsts.
Oh
Because
yeah, we're a country of many firsts.
of
We
course,
just not the first independent country in Africa, but we got the first female president.
uh, yeah, the first republic have really just set a tone, and I know sometimes people, people just, they want to know what happened, and and it's just like when people we talk about Nigeria, they don't know what happened, where's this great power? But it's like you're telling people, it's like, well, this is the situation as us as a people. We're in a modern world where we've been through all the things we've been through, and it's like, come on, family, take the journey, let's connect to the different countries, let's embrace the energy, and let's build a beautiful future together and just work it all out. And that's the importance of tourism, which we're definitely here to talk a lot about today. And that's what I'm telling people: do not sleep on tourism. Tourism, one of the most incredible things. And look at New York City. New York City is still one of the top places in tourism for the last few decades. Yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah. And it's and it's just, and you're like, okay, new, but, and then you have the modern countries now, like the United Arab Emirates, where they've made this, made Dubai one of their destinations of our travel. And I'm telling people, when we look at our history of Liberia, when we look at a beautiful tropical West African country, and think about incredible this resorts, think about incredible this enterprises that are there for for our black children to run and operate, and think about all the things that we can do at land, because when I'm looking at certain countries in the world where they're just so restricted on land, and one of the things that we've never had a problem with in Africa is land.
Hmm.
you know, you know, and why everywhere else, like all of Asia is like super overpopulated. They have to build, everything has to go up like so many floors in the air, and 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 then Liberia could have your house, and you could just have your land, and you could just be in paradise, and you could just be, off the ocean and things like that. So it's telling people it's a different level of freedom and trying to get them to open their minds and
It's a total different level of freedom, even when you compare it to different African countries. In 2004 and 5, I did some internship at a school in Mali, Bamako.
right.
When I got to Liberia for a visit, it was a total different atmosphere. I felt relaxed. I felt chill. And Bamako is nice. It's good to visit for culture and things like that. The cultural heritage is very rich. The Mali Empire or Mande Empire or Soninke Empire, they were very strong in those areas. So, but the thing is, they also have a huge Islamic influence. So it's certain things you do, certain things you don't do, certain things. In Liberia, yeah, we still have our respect, we still have our culture, but you're free. You are free. When you go to Liberia, it's like, just imagine you growing up, minus the violence. You growing up in DC and just everybody just playing outside and you on the steps. It's just that feel, that laid back feeling that you just miss. You just miss it. And my it's one thing that was one of the reasons why I sent my kids over there last year, because it was like, I live in a nice area. I live in a, let's say, I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying, quote unquote, I live in the richest black, the richest black county in America. I live in a nice residential neighborhood, but there's no children outside. Everybody's uppity, uppity. Yeah, you got your degree, you got your master's, you got your this, you got your that, you got your Mercedes Benz. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But are you living life? You go on your little vacation to the Caribbean, things like that. Everything is like, okay, you go on a cruise ship, you wait in line, you got your sticker on your wrist, and I hate that. Don't make me feel like I'm in school. I hate it. I hate to feel restricted. So, no offense, but that's one thing I can say that. Tell me if I'm speaking too loud or not.
No, you're
But
perfect.
sometimes I get hyped.
Get excited. It's all good.
Yeah, sometimes I get too hyped when I talk. But like that's one thing that I still appreciate Liberia for. That and it's because of many factors. Not only because of our history, but certain political events that happened for 14 years that the world keep on stressing on. It kind of like, kept us in that old school still feeling and mentality where you can sit down and people just talk and you laugh and you lecture and you just chill all night. You see somebody roasting fish, you eat fish, you chill, you drink, you go back home and that's it. No stress. The days are super long over there. The days are so long. Versus here, it's like you get up, you go in the morning, everybody rushing, going to work, you in traffic. You go to work 5 minutes late, they're screaming at you. It's just. So I just had to send my kids there. I'm like, this is too much. Even the academia, sometimes I know how it is in schools over here because I'm a nurse by profession. And sometimes I work in the school when they need help. I work for an agency. So sometimes they send me to different schools. I don't want my kids being around them. They're in middle school. I'm being honest with you. So I send them over there and it's like, let them just relax. Let them be kids. Let them play. Let them still learn. They go to international school over there. They still learn, but at the same time, let them have enough time where it's not like they're so bombarded with so much homework that they can't even be creative. I mean, when my kids were there, they were sending me pictures on WhatsApp. Oh, mom, I did this painting. Oh, mom, I did this. I read this book. I mean, they were making videos, they were laughing and stuff. I'm like, it just made me feel good. I missed them like crazy, but it made me feel so good finally. Everything over here is organized play. Oh, you want to set up a play date? No, I don't want to set up no play date. Let my kids just play.
And
Ah,
play.
seriously, I don't want to do no play date. Yeah, once in a while, yeah, I used to do that, but sometimes I'm already bombarded with boys and girls club and this and that and art class and this and swimming class. No, let them just play. Why do I always have to be involved? I want to be involved with my kids. But me and you, we grew up at a different time. your parents send you out, you outside playing. They even get mad. Don't come in and out. You wasting the AC when you keep on opening the door. Stuff like that. And wish, I wish these kids in this bratty neighborhood can come out. I mean, the snow was full and thick a couple of years ago, and my kids are the only kids playing out in the snow.
Everybody is probably playing video games.
Yes, yes. So that's I forgot why I even talk on this topic. But yeah, like you said, and maybe because of the internet, the lacking of the internet over there, because everything is fresh in Liberia is the final frontier. That's what I always tell people. So everything's not gonna be up to par like in America or in Europe or even in other African countries that's more developed. So yeah, the kids will get bored, they will have to go outside, they will have to be creative, they will have to do unorganized play. And it's okay sometimes. It is okay sometimes.
Yes, family, and that's it. So you're in a so we're taking you to a tropical environment, and these are the journeys that we do, family. So you're in a tropical country where the weather is tropical paradise throughout the year. It may rain a little bit more, in some times of the year, but that's a part of being in the tropics.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the topic we're talking about, we're still talking about the different parts of this city tour or different parts of this Monrovia. So the next thing that I had on the overview was Joseph Jenkins Robert Monument, first president of Liberia. As we just look to take everyone to all aspects of that history, as far as Africans from Africans in America connected to Liberia. So looking forward to going to the monument. Kala did show me his video when he was at the monument. But I want you to talk about the monument. Is it a big presentation or is it just a monument?
Well, the monument is just nice to look at. It's not something huge like the way you would see, like what I'm used to in DC, where you see tall National Lincoln Memorial monuments.
Right.
No, it's not like that. But you do get a great depiction on how Liberia began. I don't know if you have a picture of it, if you've seen a picture of it.
I do have a picture of the monument. I would have to pull it up. And quickest way for me to pull it up would be on. Let me just go to. Let me go back to. Next time I will add it on the overview. Let me pull it up on somewhere else. Let me see how I look on Facebook. All right, so I think that's part of the monument. Yeah, I gotta load some more of these photos. But we'll get we'll get a picture up of the monument. As a matter of fact, it's actually on the flyer. So let me stop this share and pull up the flyer. Let me just use that version. All right, so you can see it a little bit with the. So that's the monument family. So Winnie, can you see it good?
Oh yeah. Uh, if you look closely, you see. I think they're doing a Liberian handshake. The people in the middle. I guess the person on the left is a quote unquote Congo man, which is the politically correct term is the American Liberian, which were the settlers that came from the Americas, and the one on the right is maybe a chief, and they're doing a Liberian handshake. Liberian people, we got a special handshake.
Special handshake art. Then we now remember where the monument is. I got another picture I'm gonna actually show instead of the flyer. All right, perfect. So how about that right there? That should be a lot better now.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's a great monument to visit.
So I love the craftsmanship in it. Is there a museum connected to it or any other presentation?
I think it's like you get like an overview of I don't you can see it's like it's high up on a hill, so you can see certain parts of the city too.
So perfect. So usually what we do in this case, I usually just have the tour guide just give us a nice presentation and we just record it.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll just be, one video and and then by the time you turn around, we got a bunch of videos on all of the historical and the cultural places. So family, that is the first president of Liberia.
So it's a nice place to visit, take pictures, do the touristy things.
That's what we're doing, family. We are connecting you into an incredible world of tourism. And so back to the overview. Providence Island, 1822 settlement. So that's one of the parts of our city tour that I have set up for us to go in this check out and process. So I don't know how the exact setup is, each place if it's organized tourism, but even if it's not, the goal is to get people who are experienced on that information to literally just do the presentation. And since we're actually working with yourself, while we're talking about this, just sharing the things with you at the same time too, so you and I can connect more on how we're gonna get into this incredible world of tourism
Mm-hmm.
in Liberia. And by the way, what I meant actually at the beginning, if you've taken groups of people from America to Liberia, or if it's just like private groups of people you have taken.
I haven't necessarily taken them, but I do have a transportation company and I do have an organization. So I always get emails, even from Liberians too, like first generation of Liberians who left when they were small. They say like, "Hey, I'm coming into the country. Um, can some of your people or can your organization show us around or tell us what to do?" I'm like, "Okay, sure." So that's actually how we started with the tour company.
Right?
It was by accident. People keep on asking. I'm like, "Man, well, let me send like this vinyl and see how it works out," and it worked out okay. It's called Kakaleka Travel and Tours.
That's perfect, and that's why I'm reaching out to more people to just get established. So we just do more business as tourism with people with boots on the ground and that can handle certain things. So definitely looking forward to connecting with you more and as we just grow this together and appreciate this being able to meet this passionate people that are connected to Liberia because it makes a world of a difference.
Oh yeah, it makes a world of a difference.
And
And it has to be somebody who's connected, who knows how to relate with the locals too, because there's a lot of people who go there, but do you really know how to relate with the locals?
and that's perfect. And
Hmm.
it's always good when you meet people that speak very positive about a country that we're looking to go to. And then I'll tell you a quick little. If it's not really a joke, and it's probably really just I don't know if it's sad or not, but just give you a quick analysis. Like people always ask me, why did you just get connected to Ghana like the way you got connected to Ghana? And I told people it was a simple thing. It's like when you go around and you ask a bunch of people from the same country how they feel about their country and that you're going there and you want to do tourism and you want to do business and you want to check it out you know, and they give you incredible 100% feedback, you definitely want to go to that country. And then when you ask, then when I go ask a group of people from Nigeria, just individuals, then they tell me the complete opposite. But that was the difference between Ghana and Nigeria.
Yeah.
And so if you don't know, so that was like, okay, Ghana will work, and let me keep on seeing about Nigeria. Maybe I'll meet some more people that will speak positive about going there. But people basically told me honestly that because we're talking about we do tourism. Like I told people like this, the world of tourism where we just get tour buses, guides, and things like that, and we're gonna stand out. We're
Oh
not
yeah,
gonna.
for sure.
And we don't want to be stand out in a bad way. We find with people this, hey, you guys, where you from and things like that. The usual tourism stuff. But as
Mhm.
far as this, like, you don't want to be in an environment where that's not like the thing. Like in Ghana, it's a thing to this, tour bus and do tourism, and the minister of tourism is big there. And it's the same thing. We just want to connect the countries where you can just do tourism and you want to feel safe and you want to feel good to where the people in the actual country want you to be there.
Mhm.
Things like that. So so me and Kyle have been talking, and he just been saying a lot of wonderful and incredible things. So I get to talk to yourself, a Liberian, and you're giving me the same like positive vibes and everything, and I just really appreciate it. And I'm telling people that those things make a difference, and
Oh
then
yeah, for sure.
yeah, but then and also when you get to the country, you want the same thing that the people tell you, you want to feel it,
Mhm.
and things like that. So reaching out to our folks in different parts of Africa. Tourism is important, family. Those of us from America and from the diaspora, we know what we've, learned about, Africa in history books and what our Black organization teach us and what we share with each other. But it's ideal to just open things up so someone can just come and I know people always say now come and live in the village and come and do certain things, but when you live in a certain society, like you tell me that the county that you live in, like example, someone from that county just wanted to go to Africa, it's going to be hard to take them from one level all the way down to the opposite level of things. So that's what I like about the organized tourism that we're involved with. Even when I talk about uh, the Kendeja Resort, some
Mhm. The Kennedy.
production of Bob Johnson, Mr. BT himself,
Yeah.
saying, hey, so those of us in America, especially in the ages of like 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, they remember BT and things like
Oh,
that, and
definitely.
you know
I actually used to go because at that time BET was black owned and it was based in Washington D.C. So they used to have a show on Saturday mornings called Teen Summit. And
yes.
one of my friends, she used to be on the show, so I used to sometimes go there for support, just to support her.
So
Yeah,
there
that's
goes
when
from
that's when BET was black owned though.
But there goes from Bob Johnson from BT all the way to basketball uh, owning basketball team to literally just going to Africa, going to Liberia. Like
Mhm.
literally when I heard it, and honestly I didn't understand. I didn't understand because it was kind of like you had all these other countries in Africa that were like in the world of tourism, and and he could have easily just went there, and that's one thing I never understood until now, that he was trying to set a foundation for people like myself and other people from in America to say, hey, you know, at least I build something to where you guys can connect with and go to and things like that, and then more
Yeah,
people kind of build the energy, and then you're talking to somebody from America and you say, family, you're supporting, we're supporting our own brothers and sisters, from Black America to to Black Africa, or from America to Africa, and we're supporting Black owned business, and this is part of it right here. Plus, you're getting the luxury that you want, so that's when we don't mind spending the money, because it's like, okay, the only issue I have is spending money for expensive stuff that are not Black
it's
owned,
not even. Yeah,
and then we just look down on the other Black owned hotels and say, no, I'm gonna go spend money with this European based hotel. So that's what I'm telling people, they don't have to worry about that, because you get a quality hotel, Black owned, as we push more of supporting Black owned business and us enterprising with each other. It's something that if we look at the real numbers, is very small as far as this how we support our own business versus everybody else. So I'm telling people that we want to encourage people by actually doing what's right, and at the same time too, that's I don't know all about all the other resorts in Liberia. I did notice it was actually a lot more than I thought. It was a lot of nice resorts. So it's like so it seemed like the secret about Liberia that it's only a few people talking about, and it seemed like it's just literally just underrated.
very underrated. But one thing I would say too, you mentioned that Bob Johnson, you never understood why he decided to build a resort in Liberia. Bob Johnson is a smart guy. He know
Yeah.
that this the country has no competition.
Yes.
Period. So as you when you go to Liberia, you will see so many business opportunities because nobody's doing it. Nobody's is on. And if somebody's doing it, it's probably only one or two. And let's be honest, when you go to these West African countries, it's just like when you go to black inner cities. Most of these businesses are owned by Arabs or white
They
people.
are.
So Bob Johnson saw the opportunity not just because also the connection with Black America and things like that, but he saw money. It was no competition at that time. When he decided to build the hotel, the resort, it was no competition. And for those that's coming on the business tour aspect, so many ventures in Liberia. It's not like you go into Nigeria or Ghana where the competition is there. It's not like you
Right.
started a business in America where you have to compete with so many. In Liberia, is no competition. You open up a business, you will make money because it's just not there.
I'm seeing your point. Great point.
Mhm.
And then family, we've been sharing this aspects of us doing this incredible Liberia journey based on this giving you this a lot of information as far as the history, what's going on the ground. We had another one of our good brothers on yesterday. His name was Great African. So family, these are the things that we're looking to do. We're not just talking about Liberia and just putting it on a flyer. We're also just connecting you to real Liberians who are telling you the stories of them going back and forth in their country and doing business and connecting. And that's what I like to do, family. I like to connect you with the real grassroots people. And so my sisters, we scroll down. Uh, I think last thing we was talking about Providence Island, the presentation. Uh, I'm just trying to. I'm kind of. I guess a lot of what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like visualize the different sites. But realistic, I would have to wait to I see some of the different sites and how you move around to get to them.
Okay. Many of those sites, I don't know how College Genesis is setting up some of the city site tours, but some of them you can visit at least 3 or 4 in one day, or possibly even more. Yeah.
Oh yes, these are all grouped. They're all grouped on itinerary for 9 days.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday we even just talked about the itinerary. But what I did, because I just based on talking to the tour guide that was helping me with this delivery, just wrote the overview first and then grouped everything in a certain areas and put the dates together. And I even have a day we're up there in Nimba County, like literally just on the way out in the country. Yeah. So the other thing that we had was Bushrod Island. So and that's another thing when I was looking, I didn't realize that there were so much little islands, and I don't know if there's any more other islands that significance with the reconnection of the reconnection settlement of 1822. If you can just enlighten us.
Well, Liberia, number one, Liberia is a tropical country, and then it's just surrounded by water. If it's not sea, if it's not lagoons, there's a lot of lagoons, so you will get a lot of islands, inlets, islets, or whatever it's called. You see a lot of that. You see uh, a lot of streams, rivers, waterfalls, so lakes. I don't know. You guys have Lake Piso on the itinerary?
No, don't have it on the itinerary.
Oh, okay.
And where exactly is that? Because also while I'm sharing this with you and we're talking, the things that you may see that would be
Okay, okay. It's in
beneficial
it's in
for us
it's
to
in
go
it's
to.
in, it's in Robertsport.
It's where?
Robertsport, Grand Cape
Oh,
Montgomery.
perfect. So we are heading up in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
From there, and then also heading up to the, the Gullah Park and Nimba County. So we're gonna be exploring, literally
Oh
exploring.
yeah.
And I know people like, how can you go to countries that you? I was like, since I've been in my early 20s, I've been, you just it's just something you tell people that you get used to. When you're used to just doing schedules and taking groups of people, and then you just recruit the best people that you can recruit. You just, it's an incredible exploration journey, family, and that's why when I do these journeys, I record everything because sometimes people are wondering like, how do you do this? Like we did a journey, Ghana, Togo, Benin. And I'm like, yeah, I know it's a lot of countries and then out of borders, but I was like, we pulled it off twice. So
Oh
we're
yeah.
gonna,
You can drive to those countries.
yeah, yeah. But I wanted to this as you talk about when we spoke yesterday about Sierra Leone and about some optional few days or so in Sierra Leone, and and doing the drive-in trek so you can see the countryside and things like that. So the journey that we have, family, to Liberia, it's you can stay longer, and we can also connect you to other places also. So I'm telling people, when they see the dates, they don't have to limit themselves. Like, I've had people who live to travel with me, and then next thing you know, they don't come back at all, or some people stay for months. Those people obviously have their life planned very organized.
Mm-hmm.
So I always tell people, like, I'm not doing that because I don't have, you have to, most of people have to go back to work. You have to get
Oh
your
yeah, for
child
sure.
back in school. You got responsibility, you got your business and things like that. But for the people who can do it or take a few days, just recommend it. And, because beyond just the world of tourism, if you can stay back in the country and get the more of a ground feel, that does better your experience in the country.
Yeah.
And but tourism is basically a way of introducing you to the country. And since there's so much misconception about this all African countries, we figure the best thing to do is just show you everything and document it, and then just keep growing from there. So that's what we're doing, family, as we just walk you through this overview. Nakala mentioned that Liberia is basically the foundation for the Organization of African Union, OAU.
Yeah, and
Union
when
to
you
the AU.
when you Google it, oh, sorry, is he talking?
Oh no, he's not talking. I was that's no, that's all I was saying, that we have on there to connect people with the with the historical fact of the Organization of African Unity or Union was something that was also this established and connected in Liberia, and there was a foundation there also. Like, I do have a picture from Sani Kweli where it just
Mm-hmm.
shows OAU established.
The thing is, like I said, Liberia don't get the respect it deserves, because when you see OAU, which is now the AU, African Union, I mean, when they talk about the founding fathers, they don't even mention Liberia. They only talk about Kwame Nkrumah and
And
I think
Haile
one
Selassie,
Haile Selassie, and it's like, come on now, seriously? Like when you Google it, and you have to Google. Maybe if you type Liberia, then you will see, oh, okay. And it's not fair. So that was one of the reasons why I started the organization. It's like, what, they're trying to erase us from history? Like, what is it? And as I got older, I kind of figured it out. But nobody want a successful Black nation that was just successful on its own, you know, without colonialism.
yeah, that's our people gonna have to just deal with the reality, and when you're that people, everyone else is trying to conquer you, and everybody else is trying to come for your natural resources. So
Hmm.
we have not been able to live very peacefully.
Yeah.
Over the last over the last several centuries, but we do see an emergence of this a strong energy. Like, we're seeing more people interested in Africa than we have ever seen before, in
Yeah.
the 21st century. So
Thanks to social media.
yes, and people seeing that, like, hey, that, hey, there's similarities, and there's, you can travel to different countries and you can feel safe, you can have a good time. Like, I've been traveling to Africa for 18 years, and I mean, I can't say I ever felt in danger anywhere, whether it's in Egypt, South Africa, or wherever you go, and things. And it's been a beautiful blessing. And if I didn't expand my mind to this world, I'd have missed out on all the opportunities that's coming towards us to do business in all the different countries, because it's either we do the business in the country, we as Black people around the world, or you know I always tell people, the Arabs, the Asians, and other nations of people, they're going to come in and do business, and you
Oh
can't,
yeah, and they're doing
and
it.
they're coming in aggressive. And just like when just like I remember we came here in a family moved from Jamaica to New York in the 80s, in the late 80s, and then I moved here in the South in the early 2000s.
Hmm.
And I don't remember all these groups of people that was around. It was always, it was always like I'm not saying it was just only like a Black America and a white America, but
Hmm.
it was somewhere similar to that lines. But now you see more, more people from India, China, and so on, and especially Mexico coming in there, putting their money together. They're competing at a high level. They
Oh
work
yeah.
in politics. They're working their way up in different corporations. And so when I hear people talking about immigrants or they're coming to do this, I was like, family, you live in America, countries like America, Canada, the UK. That's their bread and butter. That's how they do it. They built their enterprise so all of their people work at the top, and all they need is people at the bottom level, and that's what they do. And they don't care who got to scramble over whoever. They just need people, and whether it's you or someone from Mexico or someone from India or China, you know, they're gonna do what they do, and for the most part, they may even offer incentives to this for other people to to get these positions than than us as a people. So I'm telling people, like, it's what it is. When things get rough, you just you grind and you double up and you compete, crying and mourning about more and more immigrants coming in. It's what it is. And that's what I tell people: we have this beautiful African continent. you know Almost every country that we can talk about, with the exception of Nigeria, is big and underpopulated.
Oh yeah.
So,
Uh, Liberia, most people are, I mean, it's changing now, but even with that, it's mostly developed around the coastal areas. And even with that, it's still undeveloped compared to other African countries. You seen some of my videos when the road trip to the beach.
it's not a lot of people with you, right?
Yeah.
That's what I noticed too when I was watching a lot of the videos in Liberia, and that's what I'm telling people. I'm like, you know what? This may be the best kept. Not, I'm not gonna say best kept secret. This is literally. It seemed like, but the good thing about it, more and more people are getting the word out, and and all Liberians should be this thankful for good brothers like Kala. I mean, this someone that's from America that's so passionate about
Oh yeah.
Liberia, and I'm telling people, like, your family. We don't have to be from a country to be passionate and love our people and their history,
Hmm.
and the more we can just push that energy out, more we can get people, because it's incredible when I'm looking at videos on the beach. I was like, if that was somewhere else, you have all kind of people on the beach, but you know, it just shows me that Liberia is growing to where you know it, it's there. Because before I didn't even hear about places like the national park, and I think those things are being worked on to where you have more national parks and more. So the people, so basically, family, what we're doing, we're giving you an inside investment, and you may say, "Oh, Bomani, you haven't been to Liberia," but everyone else I've had on when we talk about these things, I've been to Liberia, and they're basically explaining these things to you, letting you know that this is an untapped country of great opportunities, especially for Black people in America, because this was set up for us in America, us in the Americas. Our people are part of that connection. So it's the incredible connection from Black Africa, Black America, and we call Pan-Africanism toward nationhood family, us just reconnecting. So that is it, family. Journey with us to this incredible Liberia. And as we scroll down some more, got arts and culture places, cultural schools that we're looking to visit, um, and also looking to drive around the city, view the Grand Masonic Temple. You know, as far as that Tubman Stadium, is it a big venture for big sports operation like the African Football League?
Antoine, I don't know. It's a stadium, but there's a bigger stadium called SKD.
Oh, so they made a new one. All right. So this one's
Yeah.
probably just this one's probably like the historical one.
Yeah.
So what we do is just put things together, this historical significance.
Yeah, Antoinette Tubman, that's the wife, former president William Tubman. And William Tubman is one of the founding fathers of the OAU. Remember we were talking about
Oh yeah.
the
Oh,
yeah, the
they
founding
don't
fathers
talk
of
much about
OAU, but
Tubman.
they don't talk about him. And it's like, why not? You know?
So he was
It was
literally part of the founding fathers, because
the founding farmers were the I said founding farmers. Founding fathers were Tubman of Liberia, Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, who actually is a Liberian, but we'll talk about that on another day. Yeah, and number three, Sekou Toure of Guinea. Those are the three founding farmers, founders. Sorry, those that live in DC that's watching this video, they will know that I'm thinking about food. Is a restaurant here called Founding Farmers. But yeah, these are the Africa's big three. Just Google it, Africa Big Three, OAU, and you will see Tubman first, Nkrumah, Sekou Toure. So where are we getting Haile Selassie from? You know, I mean, yeah, he's one of the great emperors of Ethiopia. But let's talk soul. We talking about the real founding fathers. Started in Liberia, man. Like, give us our credit. Why you keep on trying to erase us from history? Why? You don't
And
want to show that black people can come from greatness. Black people can do good things. It's like
or,
they try so hard to portray us like, like idiots on the media for so long. If not idiots, but like, it's like we nothing good came from Liberia. And I don't want to take away from your show, but I encourage your viewers to look at my page, lib.heritage on Instagram, the Liberian Heritage Society on Facebook and on YouTube. So you could like, know that Liberians do come from greatness. We have a long history. One of the first and the only African president of African female president of the UN Assembly, Dr. Angie Brooks. The first female black president of Africa, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Like, come on, give us our credit. So yeah,
I
that's
found
it.
it. Liberian Heritage Society on
Hmm.
Instagram, right? All
On
right.
Instagram is just like the way you have it here, lib.heritage. On Facebook and YouTube is the Liberian Heritage Society.
All right, that's perfect. And as we were talking about Liberia and OAU, this is the monument. And once we're there, we'll take a new, nice, updated version of that picture. Let me try to expand it some more. There we go. Perfect. San Nicola City. So this is the monument, and it has Liberia right there, written
Hmm.
in stone, 1959. Liberia, Ghana, and Guinea. And I can't really see all the names. I'm sure Tubman name is up there.
These are the names of, I guess, governors.
Oh no, these
So
are
yeah,
government.
I don't even know why they include that there. But yeah, I guess when you guys go to Santa Kelly, if you're interested in hiking, it's the Niba. It's not too far away from the Niba mountain range, and the Niba mountain range is like it can be found in Liberia, Guinea, and Ivory Coast. It's very scenic too, so I'm sure it's a lot of nice things to do there.
Well, perfect. And that is, that's our search. Our search to just find this all these wonderful things. And that's how we do. And just go to countries. We just make a list of all of these places, and we just make a schedule, and we just check it out, and then we add and take away, and we just build the itinerary from there. So let me get back to the overview. And so I have a few of these arts and craft places, and just looking to also this. We usually collect school supplies and do donations, and you know, try to interact as much as possible on all of these schedules. But once we leave from Monrovia, because most of these things that we talk about was in Monrovia, so the part that I'm trying to get used to more of is Robert Sport, the Gola National Park, and then Nimba County. So these are things that I've been just reading up on little by little and learning little by little, and ultimately once I get there, it'll be just a better experience and I'll be more familiar. But by the time once you're looking at this, when we maybe when we talk in a few days, you can just let me know the uh, if there's a few other things that that needs to be added in the mix of the overview and things like that, and because when you haven't like fully gone to a country, there's only so much you can plan out and put together,
Yeah, in 9 days.
and then you have to kind of get the experience. And so far, we've been doing good. The last country that I even went to was Tanzania, and I had to put that together 2 months before we actually went there.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked out. It worked out perfect, and we was able to visit all the sites. I'm telling people that that's how we do it. We, the goal is to keep on learning new countries and just learning. But based on what you see right here, let me know if there's anything else you see that we can even talk about, especially when we talk about Robert Sports, Saniquelli, and this Nimba County and this outside part of Liberia outside of Monrovia, because that's basically it's all most of us know about. And then also we did have Buchanan on there and going to the beach area further outside of Monrovia in that direction. So we do have one day that we're just gonna just experience the beaches out in that area.
I guess you have 2 days or maybe 3 days because I see Buchanan. Nobody goes to Buchanan without going to Sunset Beach. Then you got Robertsport. That's a different. That's in a different county. You're gonna go to the beach there. Nobody's going to Robertsport without going to the beach. Robertsport is famous for surfing, so you'll see a lot of surfers there.
Nice.
And maybe if you want, you can connect with the local surfers, not the surfing tourists, but the actual local surfers. If you want, I can try to hook you up.
That is perfect right there. That is
Yeah.
we're actually
Then,
open to experiencing these are just things that we just put together as interests to build an
hmm
itinerary.
and
If
then
people,
you at Kenneja. Kenneja is another beach. The resort is on a
yeah,
beach.
while we're in the resort, that's
Yeah. And
that's a,
so, and then, but what I don't see is Marshall. I think Marshall would be nice.
Marshall. Is that Marshall Beach or that's something else?
Well, mostly when people go to Marshall to go to the beach, they got a lot of beaches in Marshall. I even own 3 acres of beach land in Marshall. But when people go there, they usually go to Libasa. But it's not black owned. So maybe that's why Colin didn't put it there.
No, it's yeah, it's as far as when I talk to like what I was doing is just picking Colin's brain as his experience and then picking the tour guide's brain. That's how we came up with a schedule. So I was writing down a whole lot while they were talking and processing things, but they never mentioned that place you're talking about. But they did mention the Sunset Beach,
They never mentioned
and,
Libasa.
and they mentioned
Go to Google Libasa. Libassa. And the name derives from Li.
you talking about Grand Ambassa.
Yeah.
All right,
Bassa is a tribe found in Liberia.
I'm
And
trying to.
Marshall is inhabited by two tribes. Uh, besides the Congo people, the American Liberians, is inhabited by two tribes: the Bassa people and the Pele people. So they took Li for Liberia, Bassa Bassa for Bassa people, Lee Bassa.
Yeah, so I got Grand Bassa County.
No, but Lee Bassa is not in Grand Bassa County; it's in Margibi County. It's just like maybe 30 minutes drive from Monrovia downtown if there's no traffic.
Well, all right. Well, the main thing is we are going to be exploring family. So
Yeah, and there's another
we're going to see a whole lot more than what we have on the schedule. We're just throwing something. We just have this is just at least the minimum.
yeah, put Afro Beach there too.
Afro Beach.
Yeah, it's owned by a Liberian who came from America and she's doing pretty well. It's not too far from the Kenneja.
Okay.
Yeah. They have like a live band and things like that.
So entertainment. Looking for places for
Yeah, I'm gonna
entertainment
have to do my own revision on this.
to where we do
I know Kala is a historical nut.
no, that's what I'm saying. I put the stuff together. Search a bunch of places, then I talk to him and talk to the guide, and I put everything together. That's how we do the itineraries.
Hmm
And then actually run it by himself and a few people, just like I'm running it by you. And then by the time we finish dissecting it, we'll have something incredible. And that's
Yeah,
what I like
and
to do with all
you also
itineraries.
you should also add D Calabash. is owned by a Liberian who came from America as well.
Yeah, so the
So
calabash. So I either have that on the I want to say that's part of, we put together one is a farewell dinner, like ask Kala some of it is
okay,
experience
you added it there. Yeah, that's nice.
as far as like one is a welcome dinner and one is a farewell dinner, and
Over
those are
there.
times what we do is this find a nice social place to get our members to have their first dinner and their last dinner as a group, and that's
Yeah,
been nice to do, and it's usually something that you know it's a nice place. So the person that mentioned that, so that's
yeah,
one thing I do is take notes of this, the things people say that that stand out.
exactly. And then there's one place. Oh, what's it was just on the tip of my tongue, but it's live when you go there on Thursday night. Oh, what's the name of that place? I know Anglers. You would connect with a lot of expats, not from Europe, but like I won't even say expats, Liberians from America that moved back to the
And
country. Yeah,
okay, that is
yeah,
perfect.
Anglers, Anglers.
And, and then what we're gonna do,
Yeah, it usually starts off with karaoke, then it turns into a club.
and so these are all gonna be yeah. So these are all spots I guess around Monrovia. Since we have the
Hmm.
most time around Monrovia, and
Around Monrovia,
we
around
can check out
Painesville
different
area, yeah.
places in the evening, and even that's
But
what I'm.
this a new spot that's very clean and classic. I'm trying to think of the name. Let me look on my Instagram right quick. And all these people I'm giving heads up to, they need to give me some type of credit as well.
I'm gonna just share your Instagram page real quick so we can see what your. All right, there we go. And just let me know how far to scroll down. And
Oh, you can scroll down, but I'm looking at something else. I could give you another a new place that opened up in Monrovia. I'm trying to remember the name.
all right, so that's something else. All right, I got you. Me and yeah, and even when and one of these days, and even if you just want to jot a few things down,
Mm-hmm.
um, and we just keep a list, and the goal is to go to a different place, especially for dinner. Try to based on what's available, go to as many different places as possible, and
Yeah.
uh, and then you kind of just look back on what experience was good and what experience you can redo again, and just keep on building. So, family, this is an incredible experience that we're organizing for you, and my information is right there, family. So, for those who are listening and you're interested in traveling to Liberia with us, you can text me the phone number at the bottom, and those are the dates. The website is also been posted over and over. So once you get to the website, family, check out the details for the journey, and we're gonna keep on this. Probably just doing some modification to the itinerary overview and a few things as we keep on perfecting it. So let me look. And I'm gonna load up the itinerary. All right, so this is the itinerary. I'm gonna scroll down. So Wayne, what I'm gonna do, I was gonna since I showed you the overview, I'm just gonna scroll down through the itinerary so you can kind of see how we have it laid out, and then you know it will help to talk more about a perfect ideal itinerary to connect our people to the most incredible experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so
And let me show you the link to my travel page too. Or maybe when we discuss on another topic, then I could share it
I know
another
I'm
time.
gonna send I can just pop the link up that way it's then showcase but if you want to read it off to me I can.
Uh, you have hard time typing it. Only Liberian people will know how to spell it. Let me share it to you. Yeah, I really need to update the page, but let me just send you this link right quick. I'll send it to you on WhatsApp.
Yeah, it's perfect. And an example like any ideas or even just any places or any links that you may have throughout the period of time, you can just always send it to the WhatsApp, and I just keep checking it out.
Hmm.
And
But if you go on it right now, you will see Nimba Mountains. That's not too far from Sunny Kelly. If you want to go click on it right quick.
what is the site so I can pop it up and I'll switch it
Oh,
out.
I sent it to you on WhatsApp.
Okay, cool. What's up? Let me just click on it here. Right. Right, let me know how far to scroll down. So this is it right here.
Mm-hmm.
Is this all Nimba Mountains?
Yeah, where you see the Mzungu. Oh, in Liberia we say Kui.
The Queen,
Yeah,
Queen.
Kui. Not Queen, but Kui.
Yeah, Queen.
Kwee. Kui.
Queen. All right, everybody got their name for them people. Them.
Mm-hmm.
So how far is this Nimba Mountain from Monrovia?
Uh, I
Like
don't know,
5 hours.
maybe probably 4 or 3. But I just mentioned it because of you mentioned y'all going to Santa Kelly. So that's why I said if you're going to Santa Kelly, then most likely you do sightseeing at Nimba Mountains. That's if you feel like hiking.
I'm sure we'll be driving past it or something. Uh, yeah,
You don't feel like hiking?
and all of that depends on the flow of everything. It's kind of hard to just like predict how everything is gonna flow.
Yeah,
Yeah, we sure we do some hiking. More so is looking to do that than, but I don't know how that will work in a national park if we're just gonna drive around in a vehicle and things like that. But yeah, definitely want to get us out to where some of these ventures we're doing more hiking and things like that. And that's why I try to put similar things on every itinerary that I create, and I just kind of give you like the most incredible balance of experience in the countries in Africa. Because you know how it is, most people when they travel to whatever parts of there's any part of a country, they just hang out in the main city and that's it. And
and
then,
that's
then the
it.
game is over. And then
Yeah,
they just tell everybody that they went to this country and they know all about this country when they just went to one little small little few blocks.
exactly.
But we're here to like explore. Like,
Hmm. And get a feel.
like I tell people, we get on buses and the furthest I ever driven in the bus was like up to 8 hours in that's from the southern part of Ghana to inside part of Ghana, and then from like Ghana all the way to Benin, and from Benin all the way back to Ghana. So we like serious about like getting into vehicles and exploring.
Hmm.
But this is
Well,
gonna
that's
be
good.
very
Yeah,
interesting.
if you're gonna spend all that hours on the flight, you might as well go drive next door. Seriously,
Enjoy it.
that's totally me right there. And then if you look, you see that's me in the first picture or the last picture on top.
All right, top left.
Yeah.
All right, cool, perfect. The road up there in the mountains so perfect. So that is it. So I can go down some more.
Just so you can see, like, Liberia is very green. That's just few pictures, but that's Padawee waterfalls.
Let's go perfect. So next time we get back to library, add photos and add photos. And I know it's like everybody's online and they got all kind of photos and things, but it seems like that's the big difference maker nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And So so when we get to that day, we just all kind of pictures and videos and just flood the market up. But that's one of the things that I was limited on is just finding like certain types of Liberia pictures, like basically modern high resolution pictures of the many different parts of the country. But
Yeah, I only post pictures of our actual trips. So it's not like I take from somebody's website. So these are our actual trips right here. But I need to update and post more.
yes, you got to get them videos up, especially like even this is a presentation. You go to a museum and you just record it. Then you
Hmm.
go back and you record it a different way. You go back and you record it a different way, maybe. And after a while, the information just gets out. So that was the approach. I mentioned to brother Kala and Ross, as far as just our style of how we do tourism, as far as Africa for the Africans and and things like that. So this so far so good, man. This good to just connect with people who just feel very incredible about Liberia and want and and that's how we do tourism, and it takes all of us coming together to pull this thing off. And that's
Oh
some
yeah, for
people
sure.
that this world of even tourism, that's that's Pan-Africanism, that's pushing you towards us doing things more so as a nation. But the journey starts with this opening your mind, getting that getting that getting you that passport, or I should say that American passport, or whatever passport you need, and just take the venture. And I'm always telling everybody, like, family, we will walk you through the whole process of everything that we're doing. Even if I put up new countries, like I got Rwanda on there, I've never been to Rwanda, and I still haven't even put together the itinerary yet, and and things like that. But it's like you just work towards it little by little. Just like I remember when I looked up, we didn't have nothing for Liberia, not even flyer, no detail, no nothing. And now what I'm showing you, family, is what I'm gonna show you now. Switch over to the itinerary and let's go through it real quick, and then see if anybody have any questions, and then we can close. But but also, when if you want to share anything that you want to share, I'm open to sharing or just talking about it, because all to educate our people.
Well, maybe I'll share more the next episode, but yeah, I mean, this would be a nice trip to visit. It's something different, you know. Liberia has it all when it comes to relaxation, when it comes to roots and culture, if you want to do that as well. What I can say is that it's not organized like you going to, let's say, Greece or Mexico or even Kenya. But I think that's what makes it worth the visit. You know, you don't want to go somewhere where you see the same restaurants, you know, you do the same things. I hate wearing a wristband. You know, I just want to just blend in and chill and have a good time. That's it. So if you want to have a good time, I think Liberia is a great place to visit in Africa.
And that's why we've been sharing a lot of historical aspect with your family, because I'm one of the people that don't just say, hey, family, you need to go to this country. All the countries we have ever taken people to or tell people about as countries we do our research with, and we make sure that we connect with good people to make sure that
Hmm.
you have the best experience. So family, this is a 16th year doing these incredible Africa tours. Next year when we do Liberia, it'll be year number 17. So we'll be well experienced. It's not like like when I did Ghana, it was like our first literally our first time and just a few years into the world of tourism. So all the things that we have learned about tourism, family, we really wanted this, is like we save a special country, for the later part of what we're doing. And some countries require for you to just have more experience in what you're doing, and because it's so what we have here is. And also, Wayne, what I have, and this is subject to change also, is we're flying on the Royal Air Maroc from JFK, New York, with a connection in Casablanca, Morocco, and we get right there to to Liberia in a great time frame, and then we get a chance to just get to the resort and relax and probably just enjoy our relaxation and things like that. Like you mentioned, the resort is a beach itself, and
Yeah.
Have you physically been there?
But that I even wish I would have sent you some. Let me send you some pictures from my son birthday party we had last year. We had a coming to America thing birthday party. I'm
Uh,
yeah, I do. I'm very good with that's part of my thing. Sometimes that's what I used to do here in America. I used to do like birthday planning and things like that. So I just figure I said, hey, you know what? We're in Africa. Let's do coming to America birthday thing. Let me share you so you can see.
did you do that Kendeja Resort? Because that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, I did at the Kennedy Resort.
Perfect, perfect. That will work. And let me this what let me know where how you're sending it.
I'll send it to your WhatsApp. Let me look on my Facebook for it.
Right. So so perfect. So even beyond pictures, you felt at home there. The service, everything was up to par.
But I know the manager.
Perfect. So so that so that's a perfect setup for us to connect when we look into this, make reservations and everything.
Oh, for sure.
And so since you've been there, I guess are you saying you highly recommended it, or you highly recommend it in general?
What? I totally recommend that place.
Yeah, I just love the I love the videos and the pictures I've been able to see online. But yeah, so definitely be nice to see some. And then, do you have any videos also when you were there?
Yeah,
Of the
I'm trying to get
birthday
it
party?
right now.
Okay, perfect. So while you load those and send them to you send them to my WhatsApp, I'm just gonna just go through this schedule. And as you and I when you and I was talking earlier, um, we're showing the overview, but this is the itinerary where I just they will show where we just organize all of those things in one day. So the roots and culture tour on day three. Sorry, meant to say the day two. You mentioned about the fusion, the Afrique restaurant. So that's where we have the welcome dinner,
Mm-hmm.
and then then let me scroll down and see what we have for the farewell.
Okay, I see it on your WhatsApp.
And the farewell is at the Calabash. So those are actually Kala's recommendation, and that was perfect. All right, so let me just hold this right here at day three. And okay, I got this on Facebook. I got you on Facebook. Uh, I'm trying to fix the photos. They look either too big or blurry. Let me try again. Would you like to share it from your computer?
How do I do that?
Yes. Let me look at the share button at the very bottom.
But why you can't do it?
Let me show you how it look on my end. I don't know if it's supposed to look like this. Here we go. That's how it look. And let me try to move the pictures down. It
Yeah,
was
it's coming out too big.
yeah, it showed 20 something. And I have the resolution. Usually if I go to my Facebook page and look at my photos,
Mm-hmm.
let me
Yeah,
just
it looks different.
let me go to your Facebook page. And if I go to your Facebook page, just click on album.
I got too much stuff uploaded, so
Yeah, what I do is
yeah, forget about it then.
Yeah, what I do is just I create this a bunch of different albums, and then that's how I able to track mine too.
Yeah. I'll just share you some pictures on a later date.
And then since we talk about it, I'll just pull up the website so we can just show people.
Maybe I don't know if this would be a nice way of seeing it. No. Okay, maybe. No, it's not good. Okay, anyways, I'll share some pictures at a later date. Maybe we should schedule another conversation time. It's getting really late for me. Next
Right,
time
so
I'll be more prepared with pictures. Okay, yeah, that's the Canada
yeah, see what we.
and the
All right,
AC
so that
feels
gives a
so
little
good there.
visual.
That's it.
Sure. So yeah, not a whole lot of photos, but when we travel, dear family, that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna just set up a whole lot of photos. The part of the itinerary that I wanted to show you, where's that? There we go. I, so this is directly on our website, family. So we just have this thing nice and organized in days and dates and everything. So there we go, Sunday, July 23rd. This beaches and tropical paradise. So some of these things, as you and I talk, we'll organize them and touch them up. Then I have another day for that's based on the repatriation settlement, and and then so just breaking them up into categories of this relevance. But the part I wanted to talk about was the last few days, and just find out from you how realistic it is once we leave on Tuesday, go to Roberts Sport. The next day, go to Gola Forest, and then the next day after that, go to San Nicola City, and then be back on Friday for our business and investment network. Do you think that's too much? Element exploration around the country.
uh, if you guys leave early in the morning, it's not too much. If y'all leave American time and not Liberian time or Black people time, it's okay. Y'all can make it. We in Liberia, we got Liberian time and American time. So, in other words, it's like
Well, that's perfect. So we have
just
day
be on
six,
time. Yeah.
day 6 to day 8, and that's Tuesday all the way to Friday. So we'd literally just leave Tuesday, go to Robert Sport, enjoy what we have set up there, do Gola Forest the next day, and then do San Nicola City, the birthplace of the OAU, Thursday, and then be back Friday for the investment conference. So wanted to find out from you if that's a little bit too much.
Mm, it's okay. So long you plan it around like if you leave before or after traffic, it's okay. But if you leaving at traffic, no. At rush hour time, forget it. But I have to get ready. I live here in America and I have to go to work.
But that is my exploration, Liberia exploration itinerary right there. The
Hmm.
first half of it is is all Monrovia, and I made sure that we just had all of the historical cultural things there. So the family, if anything we're missing, we're gonna be adding and touching it up and growing it more. I believe in taking things to the next level and keep on working at it. So someone say we're gonna be there for July 26th Independence Day. That is the Yeah, I wish we really had a chance to be there more so in the city during that time. But the good thing about it, we'll still be in the country.
Oh yeah, for sure. On July 26th, you guys will be at Gola Forest National Park.
It'll be nice to be somewhere else, but we're still in the country. So,
Hmm.
but I didn't honestly realize that until the person mentioned that.
Yeah.
The whole time, me and
I think if you want to see like the parade and stuff, you might want to be in the city. So it's up to you. If you don't want that crowd, then be over there. You know, it all depends on if you want to be around the crowd or not.
oh no, preferably not to. And at the same time too, it would have been hard to structure it and then get to go further out in the country. So, but yet certain things going on in the country are that's why I created our own itinerary so we can have certain things to do and not so much dependent on what's physically going on in the country because sometimes it's even hard to plan things around certain festivals and things. But we'll be the good thing is we'll be in the country. But yeah, since we've never been there before, it's always interesting to see any of these festivals.
Yeah, I think that's something we should talk on even more. It depends. Yeah, I think July 26th. I think it would be. I don't know. I think it would be nice in the city, to be honest.
Yeah, so it's like if we put ourselves in the city, that means we'd have to adjust the itinerary to where we can get
Oh, okay.
into the town. I mean, into the interior and then come back down. So that means we'd have to, say if you say example, like move like the roots and culture day and things like that. So that's I'm always working with itineraries. It's always interesting. Just everything is just based on where you want it at. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, I didn't honestly really think about that much until the person mentioned that, but it's honestly no big deal. But since you're there, you like to feel some level of energy. That's like I was talking about the 200-year celebration. That was like bigger difference than the normal celebration.
Well, thanks for mentioning that, Gem Jewel or Drew. Gem Drew. Thank you.
But that is the information I've organized on our website and visa information and things like that. And just been sharing it and been creating newsletters and things like that. So this is the site. So what I'm gonna do, family, let me see if I can get this thing to switch over. Let me scroll up and click on newsletter on our main menu to the left. Then the last newsletter that I sent out to our email list was our Liberia information. Didn't go over. Perfect. So this is one of our newsletter. So that is where you can get the itinerary and the overview all together, and then get some links for our social pages. We do have a Facebook page for the group. This is the coat of arms right there. love of liberty brought us here. And then I'm just giving you a quick stroll down, family, of this newsletter. Most of those things I recommend you take your time and read through. There's a lot of information. So this is the itinerary that we went through. In documentation and clicks. Uh, 9-day tour highlight, links to the hotels, and link to payment options for deposits, and then this history of all the tours that we have done from 2006 to 2022. Let you know, family, that we're not amateurs. We do this at the highest professional level. These are all of our wonderful groups in the past. Just sharing some of our groups on the newsletter that I have for Liberia. So I've been creating materials for marketing and this social purpose. And if you need to hit the camera off, you can do that. If you need to just do something where you don't want anyone to see you. Here we go. And perfect. I got you back up. So family, so that is the information, family. This is second day that's sharing with you back-to-back information about Liberia. Yesterday we were on with Kala and Great African, and we went to similar information, and just here to just share more details with you and this connect you with the information and this let you hear the perspective from a sister, a Liberian that's experienced in Africa and also in America. So making it as practical as possible, family, and just using the time to go through these before we just hit the road and head back into tour mode as we get set for our next journey to Africa, to Tanzania, November 17th to the 28th, and then we'll be back in Ghana, December 24th to January 5th. So those are our next journey. So by the time you look up, we're all the way in summer of next year and ready for Liberia. And so let me see if anybody has any question. And so that's what I've been trying to look for, but doesn't seem to be any interesting question. So I'm going to post the link real quick. And if someone would like to join us, you can join us and ask a question. If not, then we're going to close out soon. And I've shared all the details with my contact information. So you can just always connect back with me by phone or email. Someone asked me if we get to tour Liberia like the locals. I don't know exactly what that means specifically, but yes, you will have local experience in the country. When you do tourism, sometimes local people don't get a chance to go to some of the places, but you're going to all historical, cultural places, including cities, towns, villages. You're exploring the country. So you end up seeing more of the country than most of the people, because sometimes, when you live in a country, you don't move around much, but when you do tourism, you get to see a lot.
Can I also say, if you guys use some of our tour guides, um, you would definitely get a local experience. Can I share you a video if you want to play?
Oh, sure, absolutely. Send it to me and I'll load it up and we can play it and then talk about it. And
Okay. It's on
and
YouTube as well. I don't know if you'll be able to play YouTube video while on YouTube Live.
oh yes, yeah, we usually play videos and then discuss them.
Okay, all right, let me share it with you.
Okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So, fam,
It,
we're gonna.
this is from World Tourism Day last year.
All right.
Yeah, my organization, we did something.
All right, perfect. Let me set it up.
Yeah, it's your girl Bernice Matsu, and we are here at the beautiful John Grizzly Resort. World Tourism Day is celebrated each year on the 27th of September to bring awareness to the international community of tourism and the importance of its social, cultural, political, and economic value. This year, the theme for World Tourism is Tourism for Inclusive Growth. Let's have fun, guys, and celebrate World Tourism Day.
Oh my God, that was some wonderful music played by this wonderful band. Hello, sir. Can I please have a little chat with you? First of all, let me commend you for your wonderful music, and your band is really good. What's the name of your band, please?
We are the Grace Marching Band. We work for the Tagalika Travel and Tour Liberian Company.
All right, so family, I appreciate everybody watching and connect with us on Liberia Reconnection journey. And as we just share with you the journey that we're looking to take, but also looking to go into details and just share more information about how it is underground, the historical aspect of Liberia, tourism, and just the overall aspects of just roots and culture. So family, we're getting ready to close. And just want to see if our sister Winnie have any last words before we close.
Well, I just want you guys to consider taking this tour to Liberia. Get a feel of something new. In 2019, before the pandemic, actually Liberia was voted as one of the best countries, the top 10 countries to visit by the Lonely Planet, which is like one of the top travel guides in the whole world. So Liberia is a lot to see, a lot to do. It's very interesting. It's rich in history and culture and rich in landscape and resources. So whatever it is, if it's like the business aspect or you just want to try something new or experience something new, I think going to Liberia will be, very great.
Well, perfect. So family, for those who are interested in our journey, I posted my phone number and my email address and my details. So the best thing I could say to anyone is just send me a message with your information, and I get some emails out to you, and then we can communicate and just keep things going. But Wayne, yes, that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to get people's minds open up to to the world of what our ancestors built. Honestly, that's to just be clear with people directly. So I'm that person, and I feel like that's one of the things that more of us need to focus on is this roots and culture and exploring other Black/African world and just reconnect to our people. So that's why we have the title of what we push, Pan-Africanism towards nationhood. Literally, like you're in a vehicle and you're driving to get somewhere, and that's what we are. We're driving towards nationhood. So Wayne, appreciate your sister, and you and I will definitely just keep in touch, and we just keep on building and keep going and everything. So we will keep the people connected, and you and I will work to where we just get everything set up in the country, and we just expand into a whole lot of tourism. And I really feel this is an ideal country for us to make this thing happen in. It had all of the elements and all of the right elements in place.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, we should definitely keep in contact and make sure we work on an itinerary so that the travelers will have the best experience of their lives.
Yeah. That's so perfect. So, sister, perfect. So, thank you for your time, and appreciate you once again. And you take care of yourself, and then we keep in touch.
For sure. Take care and good night, everybody. And thanks for joining. Please don't forget to look up my page, lib.heritage, on Instagram, on Facebook, and YouTube, the Liberian Heritage Society.
All right, perfect. And let me just repost those. And then you have a YouTube link also.
Yes.
So what I'm gonna do is let me just give people the name right here.
Okay, let me
Family,
send you.
this is the name of the organization, the Liberia Heritage Society.
I sent you the actual link on.
And then I got the link meant to. And then this is. I got the web link. There we go.
Okay. Okay, you got it.
So there you go, family. So we're gonna keep on sharing a whole lots of wonderful information with you and get you all connected. So family, as I close out, I'm gonna play some music from our website, and you can just enjoy the music, and we're gonna keep in touch. There you go.
Shining bright forever and ever. them.